Buying from receivership, talk to us like what state are these properties in, right? Like this is something where you're probably dealing with squatters, right? You're probably dealing with, there hasn't been any improvements made. Like paint a picture for someone who hasn't gone through that process.
Yeah, I mean, so fortunately, a couple of the buildings have been vacated by the city. So, but they were bad, I mean, we had to go in and gut renovate them all. There were HUD requirements that were put on the deed as far as maintaining affordability. There were other things that we had to agree to in order to be able to acquire them and then also renovate them. But yeah, I mean, we had to tear out all of the systems and really kind of bring those buildings back to the glory. Fortunately, outside of one of them, all of them structurally were sound. Our 18 unit that we have on Independence Boulevard, we did have to stilt up and fix the foundation walls of it. But other than that, most of them were always pretty like foundationally secure, structurally secure, but they don't always come that way.
What year was this?
So we picked up a group of 2 flats and 3 flats, I think in about 2006, 2007. The 18 unit that we got was in 2000. We started the process in 2007, closed on it in 2008. And then there was a 17 unit building in K-Town that we have since sold. And then we have a 9 unit building over in Springfield that we still have, I think was 2009 for all that.
Talk to the audience here because you picked up properties and you've been around long enough that some people have a hard time understanding how a property can fall into such disrepair so quick and maybe in some of these neighborhoods. How does that happen? I guess give us some insight for those people that just haven't seen that yet through this cycle.
I mean, ultimately, right, the easiest way is just negligence or, hiring somebody who doesn't know how to deal with the population in these communities, or they don't have the hands-on management team where they're not going over there and then all of a sudden your building gets overran by gangs or drugs or some of the I guess the best way to describe it is each one of these communities has their own positives and negatives, and if you don't pay attention, the negatives come in really quick. And the buildings can fall. And then, you got tenants who aren't paying rent and nobody's evicting them. So now you're at a negative cash flow. So you don't have any money to do anything. And I mean, it can snowball really fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. And when you say really fast, it could be like a year and a half. Then you have maybe a pipe break or you have some squatters start a small fire in the corner of the building. Like it turns fast. So,
oh man, real fast. Yeah. Squatters are always going to be an issue. If you're not paying attention to your vacancies, especially now, like the last kind of receivership that we did we did only management. We didn't acquire any of them. But it was just a constant fight with squatters. And we had a situation where a guy was smoking, fell asleep, and it fell on the mattress that he was laying on, and he panicked and threw the mattress out the front window. And next thing you know, the whole front of the building is on fire. Fortunately, it was a brick building, but like all of the trees were like older, and it was like at the beginning of fall, so everything was like dry, and so and so you end up having to fight the different systemic issues in these communities if you're really not paying attention to these buildings.